Hey guys, so I just want to give you this quick food for thought, okay? As I was taking a shower on yesterday, the Lord can begin to just download things into your spirit when you're least expecting it. And He just started downloading things into my spirit. And I was like, that makes perfect sense. And it really helps us to understand what is happening right now, what's happening in the end times, why we're seeing so many people that are turning from the faith, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And we know that, as it says in 1 Timothy, where it talks about man will turn from the faith. And I begin to think about the idea of how I personally feel about who God is to me in my life and where I would kind of have to be in order to be in a place of feeling that there is no other way other than turning from the one true God to know and understand what is on the other side of that. Where would I have to spiritually be to be okay with that? And what the Lord revealed to me was that the people that are in this category are those people who actually consider themselves to be a Christian by the name, by the term, but they never had a relationship with God. They don't know what surrendering to God in obedience looks like. They may have had a lifestyle of sin, and because they lived their life in that way, they truly did not depend upon God, and they did not live based on His commandments. So just like in a natural marriage, because you are in a marriage with Christ, the moment that you say that you believe that He died on the cross for your sins, you are married to Him. We are the bride, He is the bridegroom. But in the physical sense, just like in a regular marriage, if someone marries for the wrong reasons, if they marry for the purpose of just to say I'm married, or just to have a warm body next to them, but they don't truly understand or do they care what comes along with a marriage, that person's responsibilities to uphold for a lifetime, then they're going to go into it without any loyalty or desire to even be committed to living that out. So the first thing that comes along that looks better, as soon as something is going wrong in the household, they are going to take advantage of it. And they will not feel any form of, guilt whatsoever, because they are a person who is a lover of themselves, as it says in 2 Timothy 3:2, that they will be lovers of themselves. And a person who loves and cares more about what is for them are going to make choices and decisions that are going to benefit their lifestyle before they think twice about who they are turning their loyalty against. So even when it comes to them turning away from God, those people that will leave the faith because they never had a relationship with Him, they know nothing about what that actually means in the spirit, nor do they care. See, when they care more about themselves, the first sign of someone bringing forth some revelation knowledge on how they can manifest the things of their heart that they desire, they're going to jump on it. They're going to agree to it. So, all I have to do is create an altar and put food on it to a deity, and I'm going to gain material wealth. I'm going to get the marriage that I want. I'm going to get the job I've always wanted and be able to live this lifestyle that to the world looks like I've made it. Sign me up. This is what the people are doing and how quickly they are converting. But they have no idea what actually comes attached to making these choices, making the decisions to turn from the one true God. But this is the reason why it was so easy for them to make that choice. Because me knowing that having a true relationship with the Father, after knowing what He rescued me out of, I could not even imagine the idea of the hopelessness I would feel if I felt that I would have eternal separation from him because I decided to go and chase something that was going to give me the desires of my heart separate from God's will, just for this short period of time that I have here on this earth. What people do not realize is that Satan is putting things before them that look good on the outside, but it has eternal damnation attached to it. It has separation, forever, eternal separation from Christ attached to it. It has premature death attached to it, and curses that will also affect the people that they are attached to, their bloodline. And I think the sad part about this, the saddest part about this situation is that we're only on this earth for a very short period of time. Maybe 60, 80 years, and that's even a long time compared to what we're seeing today. If someone is living in sin continually and their life is cut short much sooner than it should have been, that premature death at 25, at 30, or even younger, just think about that. This is a very short period of time that you're even going to be able to enjoy the things that you decided to turn your back against God to gain. And what you're going to get in return, you're trading in. Let's just think about that. Because this is no different from when Jesus was tempted by Satan and he offered him worldly manifestations, worldly gain, and material things. Jesus denied him, okay, because Jesus knew his calling. He knew his purpose. He knew that the purpose was to deny these things for this short period of time that I'm going to be here on this earth. I'm here for a purpose. I'm going to get this purpose done. And then I am going to be in heaven, okay, on a throne. But if only you guys could see the same thing. This short period of time that you are here for purpose. And if you live based on what your purpose is called for without turning your back on God to serve another, that you will have eternity next to the Father who is on the throne. But instead, people are blinded by their own wicked desires. They are blinded by the fact of what they will gain here on this earth for this short period of time, and don't even realizing they are trading in maybe 20 years, sometimes less, of fame and fortune and financial gain for an eternity of hell and separation from God. Or would you rather live the 60 to 80 years and maybe deal with what you consider to be lack? Okay? What you consider to be suffering, what you consider to be, not what you desire and what your idea of life should look like. Just for that period of time. So that you can have a life, not a life, but an eternity of fruitfulness, an eternity alongside God, joy, peace, love, and a mansion in heaven. What makes sense here? Think about that. We can't see or understand how important this decision is for people. So I think that the Lord may have placed this in my spirit because it's important for us to begin to pray specifically for those people who will begin to turn from the faith. Me personally, because of what I experienced when I made the decision to turn from the faith, not understanding the dangers of it, is that these people need to allow the spirits that are operating through the practices that they've began to come into agreement with, allow them to be revealed to them. Allow what looks like a spirit guide or looks like an angel of light show its true colors and its true face. And I promise you, at that given moment, it will be an immediate wake-up call. It will be an immediate, what have I done? And they will turn back toward Christ. Let's be intentional with our prayers so that we make sure that those who once was a part of the faith, that they understand that the true meaning of being a Christian means that you are totally surrendered to the Father and his will, that you do not break his commandments, that you do not live a lifestyle of sin, okay? And that you begin to focus on trying to gain wisdom, discernment, and knowledge about why you're here. What is it that the Lord would desire for you to do this short period of time that you're here? Okay? Now, there are going to be plenty of people who we may speak these things to and, try and help them understand, but it may not do any good because not everyone is fit to go to heaven or desires or even cares. As the word of God said, the road to hell, okay, is wide open. It's broad. And not everyone is his child. Okay. So I don't know who this may have blessed, who may see this, and if you might be the person who turned from the faith because you got tired of waiting. You got impatient with trying to understand what God desired for your life, and in turn, you had to deal with some suffering. If that is you, pay very close attention to the decision that you're making. I think what is most important is to think about it this way, and then I'm going to end here. You could be offered today to turn from the faith, and someone coerce you to begin to create altars, to begin to do rituals, and to begin to live a lifestyle that is following and channeling false gods. And because you make that decision today, you are not guaranteed tomorrow. So you literally could be doing that, thinking it's going to turn your whole life around and that you're going to gain the things that you see that they have. And you die tomorrow. Not even a day. Not even giving yourself the opportunity to even experience what you thought you were going to get. But you die and expire immediately after making that choice. God forbid. But you denying the Father and accepting the kingdom of darkness instead. At that split second that you are gone without repenting, you will have basically said, I accept going to hell, even if I never get a chance to experience and to enjoy the material things that I thought I was going to get in return. Just think about that, because you're not guaranteed tomorrow. You're not guaranteed a week. So is it actually worth it for you to build that altar? Is it actually worth it for you to, do these rituals? To side with Satan, invite in familiar spirits, to turn from the kingdom of light to the kingdom of darkness? Is it really worth it for you to take the bait that Satan is offering you when you have no guarantee that you'll even receive? Because all he cares about is to steal, to kill, and to destroy you. He could care less about you gaining what you thought you were going to get. Think twice before we make choices that are non-reversible. Because for many, they were non-reversible because they lived in rebellion. and they did not turn from their wicked ways, but they continued to move towards what fed their flesh. All right, guys, I pray that this blessed you. I'll see you in my next one. Bye.